Hey, welcome to another episode of geekoutdoors.com. So if you're a YouTube content creator, one of the things that you probably thought about is whether or not to shoot your videos in 4K versus 1080p. Now, I have done videos on this in the past, but today I want to really focus on how 4K is better in the real world, just some real world applications. And so what I have here in my project is a 4K video. I have this video right here. It is about 1 minute and 19 seconds. And I'm going to show you how this is important, whenever you do have a 4K video versus having something like a 1080p video. And so if you are going to be doing 4K, then obviously there are things that you have to consider. Because it is at a higher resolution, it's going to require much larger file sizes. For example, this video is 1 minute and 19 seconds and it's 889.6 megs. So it's nearly 900 megs for like a 1 minute and 20 second video. And the other thing is, since this is a higher resolution video with a much larger file size, it will also require more processing power from your computer. Now, there are ways in which you could minimize that by using proxy clips, but overall, just know that if you are going to be doing 4K video content, you do have to consider the space and the processing power that it's going to require. So with that being said, what is the real world benefit of doing things in 4K? Well, it all comes down to the benefit of having a higher resolution. So if you started out with a 4K video, then you could actually downsampling this to a lower resolution. Like make this video a 1080p or 2K video. And since you are starting out with a higher resolution video, you're still able to retain a lot of the details and do something that's very important when it comes to cropping. So let me show you what that means. So if I were to take this zoom effect down here, if I actually go to my video, you're able to actually crop on it. So basically you could zoom in on different parts of your video. You see right there. So since this is at a higher resolution, this is where you're going to benefit from having a 4K video versus having a 1080p. Because it is at a higher resolution, whenever you zoom or crop in, you're still going to retain a lot of the details. Whereas if you actually had a 1080p video, then you're going to lose a lot of details because it's going to get blurred out because the original video wasn't as high of a resolution at 4K. So this gives you a lot of flexibility when it comes to the type of videos you want to make, and at the same time retaining as much detail as possible. And if you are starting out with a 4K resolution video and you downsample it to a lower resolution, it's going to look better than if you started with a 1080p video because of the fact that it already started with a higher resolution at the beginning. And so later on, when we have other higher resolution formats like 6K and 8K, the same thing will apply. It's just that whenever you start off with super high resolution, you could downsample to a lot lower resolution and crop it, but at the same time retain a lot of the detail that you have. For the best value in domain names, check out Namecheap, where you could get a domain for an entire year for less than $10. Plus, get WhoisGuard privacy protection for free. For more information, check out the affiliate link in the description area below. So that is the real world benefit of doing things in 4K. So it's not just the fact that it is a higher resolution, but it's what you can do with that high resolution. And at the same time, if you are watching this on a larger monitor, like a 4K TV, it's going to look a lot better versus you watching 1080p, then they have to upsample it or blow it up to fit that resolution. And so those are my thoughts on the real world benefits of 4K. If you do have the space and you do have the processing power to do it, I highly recommend that you start doing things in 4K. Now, you don't have to render things out in 4K. You can render it out at a low resolution. That's what I do here. I render all my 4K videos out at 2K, and sometimes I render it out at 1080p as well. So that is it. If you actually had any thoughts on this, whether you do things in 4K, or maybe you do things in 1080p, or maybe you're kind of thinking whether or not it's worth it, be sure to leave that in the comments area below. And if you were interested in video editing, then I do have 2 playlists. I have one for Openshot and one for Kdenlive. This is Kdenlive. So if you're interested in learning how to do video editing and by using these free open source tools, I will also leave those tutorial playlists in my description as well. So as always, if you did get value out of these videos, be sure to share, like, and subscribe. Hey geeks, if you are a creative geek like me and you wanted to learn how to create content on YouTube and other places on the internet, then check out my Gold Content Creators Group, where you'll get access to 30 videos plus additional content for all the creative geeks out there. And the best part of it is, all of this is free. Simply head over to the link below, check out my page, and sign up for my Gold Content Creators Group. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.